What's up guys, Kyle here again, and today I have a very special guest. A Mesa dual rectifier revision E. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so first off I gotta say thank you to my buddy Adam Salaga for letting me borrow this amp. For those of you who don't know who Adam is, he's actually a huge part of the Erie hardcore scene. He was in some legendary bands such as Disciple AD, Shockwave, Jesus Wept, among others. And he's currently in a band called Human Animal, which is full of old school Erie hardcore all-stars. Please do me a favor, check those guys out below if you're a fan of New York style hardcore with real catchy riffs and catchy vocal hooks and stuff like that. These guys will be right up your alley. They've done a lot with Bushido Code already, and I'm sure we're going to be hooking up more in the future. They put a full length out earlier this year and it absolutely rips. That's up on Spotify along with a bunch of their other stuff, so please check the links below, check out his band, and thank you again Adam for letting me take this thing for a spin. In my last video, I mentioned that this was a Rev F, but I thought it might be a Rev E. I took it online, and the general consensus that I came across, being serial number 617, is actually a Rev E. My other video title might not be super accurate, but anyways, I'll make sure to put something in the description of both videos. Pretty sure that this is a Rev E rectifier. I've never gotten the chance to play either a Rev E or a Rev F. My other guitarist, Jason, had a real cool Rev F for a minute, but he only brought it to one practice. It sounded really good, and then, you know, the prices on those things were skyrocketing, so he turned it around, made some money off of it, and I don't blame him. Anyways, we're going to take this for a spin because there's not a lot of videos or sound clips or anything like that of the Rev Es out there, so I really wanted to check it out for myself. I had another video where I compared it with the Badlander 50, which I thought was real cool because a lot of people were saying if you have a Rev F rectifier, you don't need the Badlander. I think the other video shows that they're still two pretty different amps, so, you know, that kind of squashes that. But yeah, let's take this thing for a spin. Right now, I'm on the orange channel, which is where I tend to live on the 2-channel rectifiers. We'll set everything at noon. Gain at noon, presence at noon, everything at noon. Volume to taste, see how that sounds. Okay, so that's everything at noon. That's pretty tight. I don't have any boosts on right now, just the noise gate going. And it's a lot tighter than my old Rev G triple rectifier. Alright, let's get a little bit more high end, a little more gain going. So, Buried Alive famously used these amps. Both of their guitarists did, 2-channel rectifiers. Let's play some Buried Alive riffs since they were a big rectifier guy. Sounds pretty good. But you know me, especially with rectifiers, I'm gonna want to boost. Back the gain down a bit. Oh, that's way better to my ears. The TS9 really bumps the mids up nicely, tightens the low end quite a bit. It's got just enough saturation the way it's set. Let's try out the Grid Slammer because I've been digging that lately. As much as I love the Grid Slammer on the Badlander, I feel like this kind of accentuates the low end qualities that I don't like and kind of pulls some of the mids out where they need to be on. Try my old faithful MXR. Low mid bump on. Bump those highs up a little. Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds great. Really digging this channel. So this one still has the old trick where if you dial the treble all the way back, it kind of boosts the mids, kind of broadens them out, boosts them out, makes it a little louder. I'm not sure why it does that. I know my Splon does the same thing, and I think that Soldanos do the same thing because the preamps in these were almost direct ripoffs of Soldano SLO 100s, or they were in some instances. But anyways, I'm not sure why it does that. But it's just another way to dial in the EQ the way that you want it. I actually have played it like that quite a few times. It sounds great. Just dial up the presence to adjust for some of the highs that it takes out, and you have a much broader mid-range sound to it. So pretty cool. we're going to go over to the red channel since that seems to be, you know, where most people play the amp, and check that out. All right, guys, so we're over on the red channel. Everything's back at noon. Let's take a listen to how that sounds. So it's got a lot more low end in the sound on this channel for sure, and the mids seem a little bit more subdued, I guess. Definitely more low mid based anyways. And quite a bit of presence still for having the highs and the presence right at noon. So let's pump the gain up a little bit. Pretty cool, but still not how I would dial it in. Let's mess with the EQ a little bit. So that's a little closer to where I would run it without a boost. Not bad. Like I said, definitely some of the upper mids are gone that were on the orange channel. It surprisingly doesn't seem as saturated as the orange channel, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Definitely a lot more lows. It's got that rectifier low end that you're used to for sure. So let's kick on a boost. It's crazy how much tighter these old revision rectifiers are than the Rev G and the 3 channel. It's really nice. Even though it's got that kind of scoopy mid sound, it's still real tight. Okay, so this channel also does the mid boost when you dial the treble down, so alright, so that's a pretty good tone right there. Awesome. Sounds great. Honestly, I'm really impressed with this thing. Not being a big rectifier fan, this one sounds really Okay, so the highs are kind of back to where you normally dial them, right around noon or so. Sounds a lot more harsh that way, so let's dial the presence back. I still feel like the way that the mids are on this, it has like a blanket over the speaker until you get to like the real high frequencies where they're almost like too harsh. So I've got the mids pretty much cranked. Alright guys, so we're down in drop D. I'm going to play a couple riffs down there, and I think we'll call it a day on this amp, but pretty cool. Alright, so I should note on the power section, I have it set to bold on the rectifier on the silicone diode, because that's how I like it. It just tightens the amp up so much more, so let's switch over. We'll check the other modes out real quick. So now we're on the tube rectifier. That seems to have bumped the volume down a bit, but it introduced a little bit of sag and a little bit of warmth to the sound, I guess, a little full. It's still tight, but it seems to have just like a rounder feel to it. More round in the low mids. The highs have been rounded off a little bit. Not my I can see how like hard rock guys or guys trying to get a real big tone with like that setting a little bit better than the bold setting. Okay, so now we're on the Spongy setting on the power section, back to the silicone diode on the rectifier. Again, it kind of imparts the same kind of thing. Just makes the feel a little bit looser and makes the sound a little bit rounder and warmer overall. So I'm going to go back to bold and silicone diode, and we'll play a couple riffs. Alright, couple riffs and then we're done. Woo! Yeah, that's tight. That's tight and punchy. I like the orange channel better, but this certainly doesn't sound bad by any means. Try the KHDK. We haven't messed with that one yet. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks again to Mr. Adam Salaga for letting me borrow Rectifier number 617 Revision E here. This was a lot of fun. Really cool to be able to get to try these amps out and demo them for you guys. I hope I did them any sort of justice. If you've been curious about them, hopefully this captures the tone and lets you know really how it sounds. Not a lot of people have gotten to play this revision of Rectifier, so I count myself as privileged, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But anyways, Kyle here again. We'll see you guys next time.